welcome to my channel. My name's Julie, and if you're new here, I am on a weight loss journey which I'm documenting on YouTube. Currently I am following Slim World, and in the past I've done Slim World before, and I've done calorie counting on NutriCheck. I mean, I've done hundreds of diets, but since I've been on YouTube that's what I've been doing. So this is my weekly weigh-in update. I didn't do a weekly weigh-in update last week. I didn't go to group. Life was a bit hectic, to say the least. So yeah, this week I did go back and face the scales, and I shall let you know shortly how I've got on. So this week has been a real challenge of a week, to say the least. I've not been in a great place mentally, if I'm totally honest. Work has been hell. As many of you know, if you've watched me for a while, my work has always been tough. My work has been a real balancing act. It's a very, very busy job for a not-for-profit company, and I've always said how much I love it, and it's been worth the extra hours I work, and I work a lot of extra hours, and I've been here nearly 10 years, and yeah, that's the history. So my boss left, so he let me know just before Christmas that he decided he was going to step down from his position as CEO, and he's actually moved to a position on the board, but he actually moved over during May. So I had a new boss start beginning of April, and to say that it's been difficult since he started is probably a biggest understatement of the year that you could imagine. The guy is not nice to work for, and very, very hostile and aggressive, and I've really, really struggled, and it kind of came to a head this week. After being there for 10 years and never had an issue, there's no coincidence, is there really, that this has all happened since the new boss has started. So I had a meeting on Monday which I'd spent all weekend dreading and not really sleeping, thinking about it, and it was as bad as I thought it would be. In the background, whilst all this has been going on, I've actually been job hunting, and I had interviews after work. So I was offered a job on Tuesday, and I resigned. There, I did it, I resigned. I got offered that job, and actually had a second interview for another job on Wednesday and got offered that job as well. So I know that whilst I don't feel like I have any confidence, I don't think it's my abilities. I think actually there is an issue. We've already had one senior manager leave since this guy started. That was pegged down as him retiring, even though he hasn't retired. And now I'm leaving, and I believe that they're making out it's personal issues, which isn't true. But I just need to leave. Unfortunately, Eddie still works there, and will still be working there unless he finds another job. So it's still going to be quite awkward for some time for us, but I know I'm doing the right thing. So I've resigned on Wednesday, and I shall be leaving. I'm only on a month's notice. They changed our contracts last year, so I shall be leaving on the 13th of July and starting a new position somewhere, which is exciting news. But it has certainly added to my stress this week, and yeah, it's been very, very difficult. It's also difficult actually thinking about leaving a job when you're my age. I kind of thought that I would be there till I kind of retired. I'd got visions of being there, paying my mortgage off eventually, and perhaps even just reducing my hours down and staying there for the duration. I never thought I'd have to be starting afresh somewhere, trying to prove myself to someone new. And like I say, my role has developed. I was working really well, really enjoying it. So I'm actually very, very gutted and disappointed that it's ended like this, to be fair. But it's one of those things, it's out of my control. They're not going to do anything about the senior management, I wouldn't have thought at this point. So I have doubts as to whether they're going to get the funding they need going forward, because I just don't think he can do the job. I think he's a consultant that's all on paper and all talk, but that's my opinion. Anyway, moving on from that, this week has also seen my sister having a major operation. I'm not going to go into too many details because it's not my information to share, but my sister is my best friend, and I felt like I've lost something with her going through that, and it was a major op. She was in the operating theatre, I think, for many, many hours. I think it was supposed to be like 8 to 10 hours. I'm not sure how long exactly. Not actually seen her since. I've spoke to her on FaceTime very briefly just after the op when she was feeling a bit more chipper, but she's had a few bad days since then. So yeah, it was a long old op, a very serious and very necessary op, and she's going to spend quite a long time recovering. So hopefully I'm going to go and see her tomorrow. I think she came home from hospital last night, and she's in the right place now. She's back home to recover, but I didn't want to sort of go around straight away today. I wanted to have some time at home with her family to try and sort of settle in and feel a little bit better, although I know she's not going to feel properly better for quite some time. On top of that, Luna had an operation on Thursday, and so she's been having a problem with her back leg where it sort of clicks out of joint all the time, but she was getting to the point that she couldn't put any weight on it, and it was certainly restricting her walking. So the vet referred her to an orthopaedic vet, and he assessed her on Thursday and said she needed this operation. So it was 3 parts of the operation. Part of it was cutting into her knee joint to change the shape, putting, I think it's like a V into her knee joint. Then they did something else to sort of change the way that the knee runs, so they were doing some alteration to her shin and the way that her knee fits into the joint. And then he said they'd have to assess to see whether she'd got any other damage, and it turned out she'd tore her cruciate ligament, like a professional footballer. So they have to make her a new cruciate ligament, which they use a stitch or something for that, and they thread it through. I think they drill through the shin, the tibia, and attach it using a titanium attachment. He did explain, but to be honest, I just didn't really sort of follow it completely. She's in quite a bad way. She can have 5-minute exercise per day in the outside that we take her out to. She has to be on lead. She can't be left on her own. She's not allowed to go up and down stairs, which in a 3-storey house is interesting. And she can't jump on enough furniture and stuff like that. So she's really, really immobile. She's just lying in the basket. She's got to rest. The advice from the hospital have said that after 6 weeks we take her back for review, and they might be able to start physio and increasing her activity. If you look online, it suggests it'll be like 6 months. I'm really hoping the 6 weeks is like she starts to have a bit more mobility at that point. It's heartbreaking. So to have that, she was in overnight Thursday night. We didn't pick her up till Friday afternoon, and I felt like I'd lost my little shadow. It was horrible. Coming out of the house and not having her here was absolutely horrible. So you can imagine this week has been a challenge. I did put a little short video out during the week to say that I was starting this challenge with Joanne Morgan, and I have tried my best to stick to it. I've been doing the liquids, I've been trying to do the exercise, so I was going out for sort of 2 walks a day. That hasn't happened much since Luna's come out of hospital. I did do it Friday, but Saturday I didn't go out for 2 walks. Did I actually walk at all yesterday? What did I do yesterday? I did walk, but I can't think if I walked a huge amount. I don't think I did. But I haven't really had any opportunity to go on the bike or anything like that, so I am trying my best. Sin wise, I have had a few good days and a couple of bad days. Thursday, I think it was Thursday and Friday in particular were not good days. I am trying to make sort of healthier choices even in an unhealthy way. So I think it was Friday we ended up having McDonald's. So I did have a burger, but I opted for a side salad rather than fries, which would have saved me like 370 calories or something, 360 calories. So I did try to make a healthier sort of like choice on what was an unhealthy option, but yeah. So I'm trying my best in a very, very stressful time in my life. So today is Father's Day. I actually got weighed yesterday. Didn't get a chance to do my weighing update yesterday because it is a bit hectic trying to keep an eye on Luna and carry her everywhere. But today is actually Father's Day. It's the first Father's Day since my dad died, because obviously my dad died early in the year. So today's not a great day either. So yeah, I'm just trying to be kind to myself during a week when it's been really quite stressful and not normal. But anyway, you'll hear from my weighing update. Enough of me getting all sentimental and dwelling on things. I went to class yesterday, and I did say to them, it's going to be a bad one. It's not going to be a good weigh-in. Obviously I didn't weigh last week, but I know it's going to be a bad one. Just going to have a sip of my coffee, just bear with me. So my leader messaged me during the week, because obviously I didn't go to weigh-in last week, and I'd sort of explained to her what had happened, and I said to her, I'm definitely coming to face the scales. So she was like, you know, that's really good to hear, sort of thing. She wasn't actually a group yesterday, she was at a funeral, so we had a different leader, but this other leader was brilliant, by the way. I mean, my leader is brilliant, but even the one that was in her place was really good. And I stepped on the scales and I lost, God, I can't remember what I lost now. Was it £1 or £1.50? I looked at it on screen. I lost, in total now I've lost £8, but it was a loss. I think I lost £1.50. Which I think it must have been that I lost last week and maybe half of this week has been okay, and then half not so much. So I think I've just kind of like maybe gained a little tiny bit back. Maybe I'd had a good loss last week, maybe lost £2, and then this week I've put half a pound on or something. But in any case, I've lost £1.50. I think I've done a total of £8 now, because I got my half stone award, then I put a little bit on, and then obviously I didn't weigh last week, so I'm at £8 now lost, which I'm really happy with. And if I wasn't doing something like some mud at the moment where I was attending a group, I think I would have really gone off the rails. This week for me would have been a complete and utter trigger. So I'm so pleased that I'm doing something. I haven't done any what I ate in a days because, to be honest, I don't think I've been very motivating. I think I've just been surviving. So even when I have been following plan, there's not been any thought gone into it. It's not been anything that's been exciting to give you ideas as to what you can have. It's been quite sort of like basic. So and I just haven't had chance to get the phone out and edit, and you know, trying to fit interviews and all the rest of it in. It's been a tight old week. So so I apologise, there hasn't been a huge amount of content recently apart from me sitting there chatting, but hopefully it will all be back to normal soon, and hopefully I'll have more time to do these proper like cooking videos and things once I start my new job, because I'm really hoping that I shall get the balance back that I've had missing for a long time. So so yeah, I've been to the cemetery today to go and see my dad's grave and put some flowers on. So today is going to be, we can't go out for a meal for Father's Day because of Luna, because we can't leave her. Ewan's at work, so I think we're just going to have some steak, and I probably am going to have some chips. I did buy some Wagyu coated chips from Aldi, which I know aren't on plan, but I probably will have a few of them, but I'm going to have some salad with it and some veg, so just to kind of bulk it out. So it should be okay from a dinner point of view today. So so yeah, that's my weight update. I've been chatting for ages, so if you are still here at this point, I really appreciate you listening to me whining on. Thank you so much for your support, it's much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed already, if you could subscribe, that would be wonderful. It really helps my channel. And if you like the video, pop a like on there for me. And obviously, as always, if you comment and let me know how you're getting on and whether you've had a loss this week, that would be wonderful. I really like to hear other people's progress. Hope you're all well. Hope you've all had a lovely week in the glorious sunshine we had last week. And yeah, that's me done for this week. I shall see you, if you're back for weighing updates only, I'll be back here Saturday, Sunday next week. I'm going to try and get back to putting my updates on the Saturday. Just life being crazy has meant I haven't been able to the last couple of weeks. And if you're here for other stuff, I'm hoping to have some other videos on during the week of some kind. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!